So, another weekend of racing has passed. Hello, everyone. Thomas 48 with ManFan here. And we're going to recap what happened this week with racing. So, getting right to it. So, we had the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at New Hampshire this week. And Justin Allgaier got his third win of the year. Though I wish that Trevor Bayne or Landon Castle won that race since they were up there, but there was a crash that happened in that race as well as Josh Berry, who won the pole, but he went to the back of the field because I think he failed inspection or something. But anyways, he gets involved in a wreck, and then tons of cars pile in, and Ryan Sieg gets lifted up. I can't remember who ran to the back of him. I think it was Jeb Burton, who ran to the back of him. And yeah, that was a wild crash. That was crazy. But yeah, Justin Allgaier gets his third win of the year. Congratulations to Allgaier, but I wish Landon Castle or Trevor Bayne won that race. That would have been great. I would have loved one of those two to win. Next, we have the SRX race, the Camping World SRX race at I-55 Raceway. This race was pretty much Tony Stewart's race to win, as he easily takes the win for the night, as he grabs the win at I-55. Also, Ken Schrader was in this race, so that was cool. And once again, Marco Andretti, he was once again really good, but unfortunately not enough to win a race. Marco Andretti once again comes up short. I don't think he finished second. He finished like somewhere on the podium or something. There was also the whole thing in the race that happened between Paul Tracy and Ryan Newman as well. That was kind of interesting early in the heat races. So yeah, now getting to the Cup Series race. So the race in New Hampshire, this race overall was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good, and the race kind of started a bit late since rain kind of came in the forecast, but as soon as the rain went away, it never came back, and we went racing. So this race was pretty much dominated by Martin Truex Jr. in that Interstate Batteries paint scheme. He won the pole, he swept the stages, but he does not win the race. He was the guy that did not win. I'll get to who won later. But anyways, the beginning of the race, it started off with Alex Bowman and Ty Dillon crashing into the wall. So unfortunate for Ty Dillon, since he's going to be leaving Petty GMS Motorsports next year. And he's basically trying to find a ride at this point, and this is definitely not proving anything. So, he's not really proven anyone who wants a driver on their team at all. Honestly, I don't really know if anyone's going to hire Ty Dillon for a Cup Series ride next year. Even if a ride opens up, I don't think he's going to get it. He might go back to the Xfinity Series or the Truck Series part-time. I don't think he's going to get a full-time ride, but I think he's going to just barely, race in those lower series. I think that's where Ty Dillon's going to go. But anyways, the race pretty much dominated by Martin Truex Jr. He led basically the most laps. Kevin Harvick also had a really good run that day as well, as I think Harvick maybe could have possibly pulled off that win if he had somewhat of a better car. I mean, if they made a few more adjustments to his car, he possibly could have beaten Martin Truex Jr., but that really didn't happen. So the ending and also we have to talk about Kyle Busch as well. Kyle Busch had a pretty bad race overall. Despite where he finished 12th, but he spun out twice in that race. Kyle Busch pretty much went from the back to the front to the back to the front multiple times. And somehow Kyle Busch still ends up getting a top 15 finish. Honestly, it shows you how much talent he has. Hate on him all you want, but Kyle Busch is a very talented race car driver, and you should know that. But, anyways, moving on. So, the ending of the race, it came down to basically fuel strategy, And in the end, it was down to Kurt Busch, Christopher Bell, and Chase Elliott and Joey Logano as the 4 main players. Now, Kurt Busch did have the lead, but Chase Elliott then took over the race lead, and it looked like Chase Elliott was going to get another win, but then he messed up in one of the corners, which allowed Christopher Bell to get the run and drive past him. And Christopher Bell hung on the rest of the way, and Christopher Bell wins the Ambert 301 at New Hampshire. And Christopher Bell has won there in the Xfinity Series 3 times in a row. 2018, 2019, both running full-time and running a part-time entry in the number 54 DeWalt Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing that year. And now this year, he in his second year in the Cup Series, he finally wins at New Hampshire, a track where he's had a lot of success at in the Xfinity Series. So, and also, in case you didn't remember, Christopher Bell finished second in that race last year. So, a little bit of redemption from last year. You could possibly say that. But yeah, Christopher Bell finally gets to hoist the Lobster in victory lane. Congratulations to Christopher Bell. There was also some other news that happened earlier this week as well, and that was Tyler Reddick leaving Richard Childress Racing. Now, when I heard that announcement, I was shocked because I thought that after his win at Road America, he was locked up for the future at RCR, and he was going to stay with Chevrolet. But it looks like that's not the case. He's joining the Toyotas. He's joining the dark side. Just kidding. I really don't hate a manufacturer. I don't hate any of the manufacturers. That was just a joke. Because a lot of people like to call the Toyotas the dark side, kind of. It was a joke. Don't take it seriously. But yeah, he's going to 2311, not next year, but the year after. He's going there in 2024, which begs the question, does 2311 expand to a third car, or does Kurt Busch retire? Because there's no way that they're going to get rid of Bubba Wallace. That is basically their most marketable driver, and honestly, I like Bubba, but for all of you people that don't like him, I'm sorry, he's staying with the team whether you like it or not. He's the most marketable driver that 2311 has. He brings in a lot of funding. There's a lot of funding on that 23 car. They absolutely love Bubba Wallace. They're not going to get rid of him. But, yeah, so that means the 45 car is the only one available. But do they go to a third car, which I think will be the 32 car? Which I originally thought the 32 car was going to be the second car, but actually turned out to be the 45. And the big reason because that was another one of Michael Jordan's numbers. I didn't know that. But yeah, I think the only number left is now the 32. So does Tyler Reddick get the 32, or does Kurt Busch retire and Reddick gets the 45 car? Honestly, Kurt Busch, he's kind of getting up there in age, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes and retires. Kind of got something stuck in my eye here. I don't know, it's a little itchy, but that's all right. But anyways, yeah, maybe Kurt Busch might retire. I don't quite know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Because, if Kurt Busch wants to keep racing until he's 50 years old, 2311 will be happy to do that. Denny Hamlin is definitely really happy to have Kurt Busch on the team, a really good fellow competitor of his, joining his race team. And Denny really likes Kurt. So, if Kurt wants to keep racing, Denny's going to keep him. So yeah, I think that's basically it. There's also the whole news with the Chicago Street Course coming out. But that's a whole different video. I'll probably get into that later, but I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't think it's a good idea. I'm a little worried because Chicago is known to be one of the most dangerous cities right now. I'm kind of worried, but then again, I think definitely a lot of us were worried about the clash at the LA Coliseum, and that turned out to be really good. So, maybe I'm just spitting random words and don't even know what I'm talking about. maybe it's a 6. Maybe it's actually good. What am I to say? But, yeah, I think this has gone on for long enough. I've been recording for 10 minutes now. But I think I've pretty much got everything I needed to say. So, with that said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!